Oh hey, the one and only Dusty Bottoms here, founder of Kingdom Trucking Academy. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing emergency breakdown procedures and railroad crossings. So let's get started. When you're taking your road test for your CDL, the examiner is most likely going to ask you a few things. Two of those things you need to know on your test are emergency breakdown procedure and railroad crossing. If you're out there in the real world driving, you still need to know these two things because they're applicable to your everyday life. Often when I'm out with my students and we're driving, especially on the highway, I point out trucks that are currently broke down on the side of the highway or that are just stopped on the side of the highway. And then I have them point out, after they've learned what emergency breakdown procedures are, what that truck is doing wrong. Oftentimes, most people after they pass their CDL forget everything they've learned on their CDL. It's like they push it all out of their brain. This is not a good thing to do. Everything that you do on your CDL test is applicable in the real world. You need to be doing these things every day. Every single day you need to be doing these pre-trip. Your pre-trip inspection is essential. Post-trip inspections are essential. Now the skills maneuvers, you're probably not going to have to do every day. Straight line backing, yeah, you most likely will have to do that. Alley dock is something that you'll commonly have to do. However, most of the states now have converted over to the new modernized testing, and alley dock is no longer a part of that. I find this to be absurd. Ask ATA, ask ANVA. Politics got involved, money got involved, and I feel like corruption got involved. Oh hey, the one and only Dusty Bottoms, founder of Kingdom Trucking Academy and the creator of the Kingdom Driver Training Program. The Kingdom Driver Training Program is the curriculum we use at Kingdom Trucking Academy. We have maintained a 100% passing rate using the Kingdom Driver Training Program. The Kingdom Driver Training Program is a complete set of 9 comprehensive videos. You can purchase all 9 videos at kingdomtruckingacademy.com. Each video is designed for the requirements needed to pass your CDL exam. So follow me as I guide you through each stage of your CDL exam. You can purchase each video at kingdomtruckingacademy.com for $49.99. or the complete set for $299.99. That's a great price. These videos are some of the most comprehensive videos today on the market. Our curriculum is trademarked for a reason, because Kingdom Trucking Academy is the standard. Everyone else is just second place. So go to kingdomtruckingacademy.com to get your videos today. Roll on, truckers, roll on. The safety of the roads for the American people went to the wayside for corporation greed. They're trying to fast track people getting their CDL, and they took out steps that make our roads safer. Qualifying somebody to get a CDL should be a difficult thing to do. We should not be making it easier to subsidize drivers out there on the road for these large corporations. If a school is good, if instructors are good, they're going to teach them. I had no problem getting students passed. I had a high graduation rate getting students passed on the old way because I was a thorough instructor and I did my job and I taught my students well. If you passed with me as your instructor on the old testing way, I could sleep at night because I knew every student that I taught was going to go on to have a successful career and be safe. Whether they continued to have a long and illustrious career was out of my hands. That falls on the carriers they went to work for. Some carriers run these people like rag dolls, which is why there's a high turnover rate and why we need to keep having new drivers every year, every month. Companies, you need to be doing your jobs to make sure these people stay. Then we wouldn't have such a high turnover. But that's beside the point. The point is, you're here to learn emergency breakdown and railroad crossing. So it's simple. I tell my students, emergency breakdown. You need to know 2-lane and you need to know 4-lane. emergency breakdown procedure is something that you should have already came across when you're taking your CDL permit test. So when we go over this should be something that you already remember. On a two-lane road, you're gonna take your safety triangles out. You're gonna place one 100 foot in front of your truck. Then you're gonna place another one 10 foot behind and another at 100 foot behind. And why do you do that? Well, because it's a two-lane road. So you need to let oncoming traffic know as well that there's a breakdown. This is essential for people trying to pass other cars, things like that. Now on a 4-lane, you need to pull over again to the far right side of the road. You need to place your triangles, one at 10 foot behind, another at 100 foot behind, and another at 200 foot behind. The last tidbit, both emergency breakdown 2-lane and 4-lane, is this. If you were gonna be pulled over longer than 10 minutes, you need to turn your hazard lights on before placing your triangles out. This is something many truckers forget to do, is turn your flashers on. Now, if you don't plan on being there for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour, whatever, if you're not actually broke down and you're just pulled over for rest or anything like that, again, the important part of that is if you're gonna be longer than 10 minutes, you need to turn your hazards on. That way, other traffic knows that you're gonna be there for a while. Remember, it's not just about you, it's about all of the other drivers on the road. Thinking in those terms helps create safer roads. Now, railroad crossing. Railroad crossing, I tell my students, in a non-hazmat vehicle, 50 to 15 feet before the crossing, you're gonna slow down, you're gonna roll your window down to listen for audible noises, look both ways, and you're gonna proceed at a slow and reasonable speed across the tracks. If you're in a manual transmission, you cannot shift while going over the tracks. If I was in a hazmat vehicle, 50 to 15 feet before the crossing, I would come to a stop, turn my hazards on, roll my window down to listen for audible noises, then proceed at a slow and reasonable speed. Remember again, if you're in a manual transmission, do not shift going over the tracks. The next time you're out driving and you're about to proceed going over a railroad crossing, look down on the road, look down on the pavement, and you'll actually see these big white lines. These big white lines are 50 and 15 feet from the tracks. Interesting how all of this correlates with each other. I hope you found this information interesting and informative. If you did, give us a like and subscribe. I'm your trucking messiah, Dusty Bottoms. Roll on, truckers, roll on.